Okay, so we're going to graph linear functions from tables. So here we have, this is a continuous table if you notice. It starts with a domain value of -10 and it just works on through to +10, okay? And it's the function for, it's the table for this function, y equals x plus 3. And all they're really doing is they're plugging in the value for x, -10, add 3, and you get your output value, -7. And they're doing that for every one of these. So that's a simple function. I could have you do it on paper and pencil, but that would be kind of tedious, right? So they did it for you, okay? So it says graph a line using the given table of values and the following instructions below. Okay, so let's do that. So we're going to be plotting some points. So let's try to get a minimum of 5 points. And this one's pretty easy. So these are ordered pairs at this point, and you just pick any ordered pairs you like, 5 minimum. So let's go up, and I'm going to see at -1, -1, 2. So I'm going to go to -1, comma 2, plot a point. And then let's pick 0, 3, this point right here. Let's do 2, 5. 2, 5. And there's another point. Let's do, I need 2 more. I'm going to do 2, 1, a negative point that's a little farther away. Maybe -8, -5, -8, -5 right there. And maybe one on the farther end on the positive side. How about 8, 11? 8, 11, 8, 11. Oh, I don't have enough for 8, 11. Let's backtrack. 5, 8. 5, 8. Here's 5, comma 8. There we go. Okay, so I have 5 points. That's enough. We'll do 5 points on each one. We're done plotting, and if you notice, it lined up a ruler perfectly, which I love because I'm not good at lining up my ruler. And you have a choice: undo the last, change points, erase all your drawing, or just plot your line. So I'm going to start at it, and I'm going to just go this way. And then I'm going to do the same thing and go down. Oops. Don't do what I did. Let me try again. Ta-da! So what we have, this is the graph of this linear function, y equals x plus 3. Okay? So I'll give you a moment. One of the things I really didn't like when I took algebra was we would have to make these massive tables, and then it could get tedious, and then we had to make this line. So this is a line of a linear function. So remember on Tuesday we were talking about it has a constant rate of change. Well, this has a constant rate of change, and it's 1. If I find the difference between any two numbers and get the ratio of y over x, it would be 1. Okay, let me submit this. Okay, let's go on to the next section. That'll be the next example. So this was example 1. Here we have example 2. Okay, all of the points, all of the values have been filled in for us, so we don't need to do that. So let's get right to plotting. And I'd like you to plot 5 points. So I'm going to start with negative 6, 7, negative 6, negative 7. Oh no, negative 6, 7. That's one of my points. I always like 0, 0, 1. So at 0, it's 1. And maybe I'll pick 1, 0. There's 1. Let's see. 6, negative 5. 6, negative 5. There's a point. I got 4. Let me pick another negative 1. Negative 4, 5. Negative 4 and positive 5. So I picked my 5 points. You could pick different ones. But you're going to notice that they all fall in line. They all fall in line. And done plotting. It's lined up for me. So I just have to make the right... what did I do? If you make a mistake like I do, just go to undo last. I think this is going to be the hardest part for me. There we go. I wonder if I could just do it with my finger on the smartboard. Okay, so you should get this lot with your 5 points. Okay, so I'll let you submit that one. And let's go on to example number 3. Okay, so this one, the function is different. Y equals negative 3x minus 1. And again, all they did was they took the input numbers. So negative 10, negative 3 times negative 10, that's 30. And then take away 1, 29. So there it is. All right. Obviously, there's some that we can't pick, right? Anything in this first column, we can't graph because the numbers are too big. Yeah, I think only the middle one. So we'll have to get from this middle table. Let me see. Negative 3, positive 8. I'm going to go to negative 3, positive 8. Okay, that's a point I can plot. Negative 1, 2. And what happens at 0? I always want to see what happens at 0. 0, negative 1. There's 0, negative 1. And as you can see, all 3 points are in line. Let's get a couple more. A couple positive ones. 2, negative 7. And 3, negative 10. Okay, so I found 5 points that'll work. Let's graph our line. We're done plotting. Oh, I can do it in... No, maybe I can't. Oh, okay. I did it in 3 pieces. So this is the line we should get. At least I hope. Okay. So that worked out. So plot all the points that fit on the graph shown in blue. Okay. So we did that. So you got to look out for which points are plottable. Okay, last example. What do you notice about this one? Fraction. And we got some ugly numbers. I don't know about you, but I'm not too keen on finding 15.5 as a y value. So what I suggest, look for the values that you can plot, like, yeah. So like negative 4, 8. That's an easy one to plot. Negative 4, 8. And then we want negative 2, 5. 0, 2. I always want to see what happens at 0. 2, negative 1. Okay, there's 4. 6, negative 7. I'll try that one. 6, negative 7. You can do 4, negative 4 if you want. I'll do 6, negative 7. So there's 5 more points. If you notice, the last 2 went downhill. This is what we call downhill, or a negative slope. We'll get more into that. Okay, so there's 1/2 of my graph, and there's the other one. Okay, so I want us to get comfortable with linear functions. Linear functions are going to look like this, among other ways, and graphing the lines to linear functions. All right, so I'm going to submit this one, and then after that, you have some to do on your own. Obviously, on my first one, I want to pick only the values that I can graph, 5 of those. So make sure you plot 5 of them. You can plot more, but 5 minimum. Okay? And that's the assignment for today.